time management is the biggest lie we tell ourselves, other than pretending we read the terms and conditions. Everyone acts like managing time requires some ancient wisdom passed down from productivity gurus who probably can't even manage to match their own socks. But here's the thing, you're overthinking it. Answer these questions honestly. Do you spend 30 minutes looking for something that takes 5 minutes to find? Bad time management. Do you ever sit down to do one quick thing and suddenly it's 3 days later and you're watching videos about how penguins sleep? Terrible time management. Do you tell yourself you'll start that important project tomorrow and tomorrow has been saying that for 6 months? Congratulations, you've mastered the art of time mismanagement. The issue is that people think time management is about cramming more stuff into their day, like trying to fit 17 suitcases into a Honda Civic. But effective time management isn't about doing more things. It's about doing the right things without losing your mind in the process. Most people approach their day like they're playing Tetris blindfolded while riding a unicycle. They're just throwing tasks around hoping something fits. But instead, everything crashes and burns, and they end up feeling like they accomplished nothing. Over 60% of people say they feel overwhelmed by their daily tasks, and 70% admit they procrastinate on important stuff regularly. This has resulted in a 100% increase in people saying they'll get their life together next Monday. In my experience, next Monday never comes. Time management problems are causing more people to feel stressed, anxious, and disconnected from what actually matters, resulting in increased coffee consumption, relatable memes about being busy, and a sharp uptick in people using productivity apps that they abandon after 3 days. But don't worry, there are solutions that actually work, and they don't require you to wake up at 4 in the morning or drink green smoothies that taste like lawn clippings. Believe it or not, there are people who seem to have their time figured out, which brings us to the sponsor of this video, retired people. They've got nowhere to be, nothing urgent to do, and somehow they're still busy complaining about things. I'm just kidding around. Please don't send me angry letters written in perfect cursive handwriting. If any retired folks are watching this, you've earned the right to complain about literally everything. There are tons of time management methods people swear by that are complete garbage. Let's get those out of the way first. There are hustle culture people who think the solution to time management is simply sleeping less and working more. They act like rest is for the weak and coffee is a food group. But that doesn't work because you end up being productive for about a week before you crash harder than a Windows computer from 2003. These people tend to brag about being busy like it's an Olympic sport, post inspirational quotes at 5 in the morning, work in fields that nobody really understands, and have the personality of an energy drink advertisement. There are also life hack people who think they can optimize everything with weird tricks and shortcuts. They're the type to meal prep 17 identical containers of sad chicken and rice, color code their entire existence, and have strong opinions about calendar apps. The problem with life hacks is they're usually more complicated than just doing things normally. It's like trying to save time by building a robot to tie your shoes when you could just wear slip-ons. The issue with most time management advice is that it treats everyone like they're the same person with the same brain and the same life circumstances. That's like giving everyone the same shoe size and wondering why some people can't walk properly. Here are some methods that actually make sense for real human beings. Number 1, figure out what actually matters to you. This sounds obvious, but most people are terrible at this. They spend time on stuff that doesn't align with their values or goals because they think they should, or because someone else told them it was important. If you don't know what your priorities are, you'll end up saying yes to everything and accomplishing nothing meaningful. It's like going to the grocery store without a list and coming home with 14 different types of snacks, but no actual food. Take 5 minutes and write down 3 things that are genuinely important to you. Not what you think should be important, not what your parents want to be important, but what you actually care about. These become your filter for deciding how to spend your time. If something doesn't connect to one of these 3 things, you need a really good reason to do it. Number 2, learn to say no without feeling like a terrible person. This is where most people completely fall apart because they think saying no makes them selfish or lazy. But here's the reality. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something that actually matters. You can't do everything, and pretending you can is just setting yourself up for failure and resentment. When someone asks you to do something, Don't automatically say yes just to avoid conflict. Take a second and ask yourself, does this align with my three priorities? Will saying yes to this prevent me from doing something more important? If the answer is yes, then you need to decline. You don't need to give a detailed explanation or apologize 17 times. A simple, I can't commit to that right now, works perfectly fine. The people who are genuinely worth having in your life will respect your boundaries. The ones who get upset when you protect your time probably don't have your best interests at heart anyway. It's like cleaning out your closet, but for relationships and commitments. Number 3, batch similar tasks together instead of jumping around like a caffeinated squirrel. Task switching is productivity poison because your brain needs time to refocus every time you change what you're doing. It's like trying to have 6 different conversations at once and wondering why none of them make sense. If you need to answer emails, set aside a specific time to answer all of them at once instead of checking your inbox every 12 minutes. If you have errands to run, group them by location so you're not driving back and forth across town like you're playing some twisted version of GPS roulette. If you need to make phone calls, do them all in one block instead of spreading them throughout the week. This isn't rocket science, but it requires you to plan ahead instead of just reacting to whatever pops up. Most people operate in reactive mode all day, which is like trying to drive somewhere by only looking in the rearview mirror. Number 4, accept that perfectionism is just procrastination wearing a fancy outfit. Perfectionist people think they're being thorough and detail-oriented, but really they're just scared of putting their work out into the world where people might judge it. So they spend forever tweaking and adjusting things that were fine 3 versions ago. Here's the truth. Done is better than perfect. Most things don't need to be perfect. They just need to be good enough to serve their purpose. That email doesn't need to be a literary masterpiece. That presentation doesn't need to win an award. That project doesn't need to solve world hunger. Set a timer for how long you'll spend on something, and when the timer goes off, you're done. Submit the thing, send the email, turn in the assignment. You can always improve it later if needed, but you can't improve something that never gets finished. The goal isn't to become some hyper-efficient robot who schedules bathroom breaks. The goal is to spend your limited time on things that actually matter to you instead of getting lost in the endless swamp of busy work and other people's emergencies. Time management isn't about managing time at all, because you can't manage time. Time just keeps moving whether you like it or not. What you're really managing is your attention and energy, and those are way more valuable than the numbers on your clock. So there you have it. Time management isn't about buying a fancy planner or downloading the perfect app or waking up before the sun does. It's about knowing what matters to you, saying no to stuff that doesn't, grouping similar tasks together, and accepting that good enough is actually good enough most of the time. Stop treating your schedule like a Jenga tower where one wrong move brings everything crashing down. Life is messy, and your time management approach should account for that messiness instead of pretending you can control everything. You're not a machine, so stop trying to optimize yourself like one. The people who seem to have their time figured out aren't doing anything magical. They just got tired of feeling overwhelmed and decided to try something different. They stopped saying yes to everything, stopped chasing perfection, and started focusing on what actually moves the needle in their lives. Your time is the only thing you can't get more of, so maybe it's worth protecting it like it actually matters. And if you found this helpful, maybe you can spare a few seconds to hit that subscribe button. Unless you have something more important to do, which honestly you probably do, and that's totally fine. Go do that thing instead.